welcome back to section 8.1, page 3. So sorry about that. At the end of page 2, I told you we were done with page 3, but we were done with page 2. All right, so area of a right triangle. Well, it tells us that the area of a right triangle with legs length A and B is equal to 1/2 A times B. This really isn't a new formula. The formula says area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. Here, the base is B and the height is A. So it's not really anything new. Okay, it's really the same formula. It's just using different letters. Okay, they tell us here, find the area of a right triangle that has one leg measuring 20 inches and a hypotenuse measuring 29. So we know what we're supposed to do. We need to draw that right triangle. Okay. So we have a right triangle here. One leg measures 20, so I'm going to go ahead and say that one's 20. And a hypotenuse is 29. So of course that's the side across from the right angle. So if we're going to find the area, we need to have the base here, and we don't have it. We have the height. So how are we going to do that? We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So use Pythagorean theorem. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we want to make sure that the c is the one across from the right angle, so 29, and we're squaring that. B, we can go ahead and put in 20 for that one. And a, we don't know. So we have a squared plus 20 times 20 would be 400. And let me check this one. I don't want to get that one wrong. 29 times 29 is 841. Okay, so we go ahead and subtract 400, and we get a squared equals 441. Then we're going to go ahead and take the square root of both sides, putting in the plus and minus. And what are we going to get? We're going to get that a is equal to, we're going to get rid of the negative there, and we're going to see if it turns out to be a nice square root. So let's see. Square root of 441, what is that? 21. Okay, so that worked out nicely. Okay, so we know it's the length of the side of a triangle, so it has to be positive. Okay, so now we can go back and we can put 21 in here. Okay, so how are we going to calculate the area of the triangle? We know the formula is 1/2 base times height. So the base is 21 inches and the height is 20 inches. Just make sure you can see that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and multiply. We have 1/2, and then what is 21 times 20? That's going to be 420, okay, inches squared. Okay, and then when we multiply that by 1/2, we're going to get 210 inches squared. And that's the area of the triangle. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is find the area of the shaded region. Now I know it kind of all looks shaded. Make sure you can see that okay. All right. So here, we're really looking for this piece here. Let me shade it again for you. This piece here. Okay, this piece. That's what they want. All right. So how could we do that? Well, how about we figure out the big triangle, the area of that, and then subtract off the little triangle, and then what remains will be this part here. So we're going to say the area of shaded region is going to equal the big triangle minus the little triangle. Okay, so each one of these has a formula 1/2 base times height. Okay, so what's the base on the big triangle? The base on the big triangle is 8. What's the height? 6. Okay, so this one is 8, this one is 6. They don't give us units this time. What about on the little triangle? Well, here's where we need the information that A and B are the midpoints. So if this is the midpoint, it chops 8 right in half, which means that this piece is going to be 4. And if this chops this one in half, the whole thing in half, then this piece here has to be 3. So this triangle has a base of 4 and a height of 3. Okay, so what do we get there? We get 1/2 times 8 times 6 is 48, minus 1/2, 4 times 3 is 12. So we get 1/2 of 48 is 24, minus 1/2 of 12 is 6. And when we do that subtraction, we get 18. And we don't know what these are, so we're just going to call them square units. And that's the area, the shaded area. All right, one last example on this page. So Gary and Carolyn plan to build the deck shown. Find the floor space of the deck. So they want us to find the total area of this deck. Then find the approximate cost of building the deck if it's estimated to cost $6.40 per square foot. Okay, so part A, let's find the area. Okay, so the area here is going to equal the area of this piece and the area of this piece. So we have 2 rectangles we're adding together. So the big rectangle, actually they're not too different in size. Okay, but we're going to add them both together. So the first rectangle, well, we see that it's going to be 12 feet by 10 feet. Okay, and the second one is going to be 10 feet by 10 feet. So my drawings are not at all to scale, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so what is the formula for area of a rectangle? Base times height. Okay, so on the first one, we're going to say 12 times 10. And on the second one, we're going to say 10 times 10. And you know what? I've forgotten the units. Let's just go ahead and put them in there like that. So 12 times 10 is 120, and this is going to be feet squared. And 10 times 10 is 100, and again, feet squared. So altogether, we have 220 feet squared. That's our total area. So that's the answer to part A. Then they want to know how much it's going to cost if it costs $6.40 per square foot. So 1 square foot would be $6.40. How would you figure out how many 2 square feet would be? Well, wouldn't you say $6.40 plus $6.40, or 2 times $6.40? So that's the idea. If we had 3 square feet, we need to multiply it by 3. Well, we have 220 square feet. So we need to multiply 640 times 220. So B, the total cost is going to be the number of square feet times the cost per square foot. And we have 220 square feet, okay, times $6.40. So we're going to multiply that. I'm going to go ahead and use the calculator to do that. 220 times 6.4 gives us 1408. Okay, and no 0.00 since it's money, because we're talking about total cost. I forgot to put that word in, total cost. So it's money, so we're going to put the decimal 0.00, but you can see when you do the multiplication, you just get 1408. Okay, and we want to also put a $sign on it to represent money. So this is our total cost. And that's our final answer for part B. Okay, this concludes section 8.1.